Hi, my name is Joseph, and I'm going to be talking about punctuation. Why do we need punctuation? Punctuation allows the author's writing to be easy to read and understandable for the reader. The first punctuation mark is periods. The first rule is used at the end of complete sentence. For example, I went to the store for groceries, period. The second rule is used at the end of an indirect question. For example, he asked where the milk was, period. The next punctuation mark is commas. The first rule is use a comma to separate words or items in a list. For example, she has 2 dogs, comma, 3 cats, comma, 1 bird, comma, and 5 fish in her house. The second rule is use a comma to separate a city from its state. For example, I am from East Lansing, comma, Michigan. The third rule is use a comma to separate the day of the month from a year. For example, he was born on August 4th, 1990. The next punctuation mark is question mark. The first rule is use a question mark only after a direct question. For example, will you come over after school? Question mark. The next punctuation mark is exclamation point. The first rule is use the exclamation point to show emphasis or excitement. For example, I am so excited because summer is in 3 months! Exclamation point. The next punctuation mark is quotation marks. The first rule is use quotation mark to set off a direct quotation. The first example is quotation mark. What is your favorite color? Question mark, quotation mark. She asked. The second rule is periods and commas always go inside quotation marks. For example, quotation mark, I don't want to go to school today, period, comma, quotation mark, Alan said. The next punctuation mark is colon. The first rule is use a colon after completing sentence to introduce a list of items. For example, on my trip, I'll bring colon, clothes, a pillow, a sleeping bag, a toothbrush, and my teddy bear. The second rule is use the colon after the greeting of the person's name in a business letter. For example, Dear Mr. Smith, colon. The last punctuation mark is apostrophe. The first rule is use the apostrophe when combining 2 words. It is always placed in the spot where the letter S has been removed. For example, she's apostrophe S. She is only allowed candy on Friday. The second rule is use the apostrophe to show possession. Place the apostrophe before the S. For example, they found Miss Connor apostrophe S gloves. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy it.